Hey guys, cup of fun, back from the cupboard.
And I'm the Ritzkiss.
Adorable as always. And we're doing something different today. We are starting something new. We
Yeah.
call it the top shelf. 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 So what we're doing is we're taking all the games we've played and we're just kind of ranking them on how much we enjoyed these
yeah.
games.
And why we enjoyed them, or why we didn't enjoy them as much as another game.
If you follow us on Twitter, there's links right below our faces, right there. No, they're not links, don't click on them, but that's our Twitter. So there's links down below in the description. We'll post images of this as it updates. But every once in a while, we'll do this. We have now on the channel completed five games.
Guys. Isn't that exciting?
5 full games to what we deem completion. We didn't technically finish Spore. There's that space stage which we're going to ignore.
We didn't technically finish Lucanor.
Count Lucanor, it kind of crashed.
It crashed and destroyed all of our save files.
Ruined our hopes and dreams.
But, it was concludable.
So yeah, games that we did not finish or things that are one-offy do not qualify for this. So with that being said, you ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So, numbers 4 and 5 are a bit weird. Me and Ashlyn kind of swapped. So, my number 5 is Spore.
And my number 5 is Trick and Treat.
But my number 4 is Trick and Treat.
And my number 4 is Spore.
So, we're just going to talk about them together.
Yeah.
So, starting with Trick or Treat. This is one of the first games we did. Not the first, but it was still new, still fresh.
I think it was the second game we did. I think the first one we did was Count Lucanor, I want to say.
This is when we started transferring off of Twitch onto YouTube.
There's a kind of weird transition thing going on there.
So this is our first YouTube game. Not counting things like Pokemon, which is left in the abyss.
It's down at the bottom of the wall. If you look real hard, you can see it.
So Trick or Treat was a fun game. It was enjoyable. However, it was really short.
It was short and a bit puzzly.
You guys didn't see it, kind of? Our editing has grown, but it is 4 episodes. One of those episodes is an extra credits after the scenes episode.
So it's more like 3 episodes.
However, we edited 7 episodes worth of content for that game.
It was ridiculous. It was it was not a bad game.
No.
Not in the least, but it was very hard for me to get into it because of all of the dead space that we had there, because there'd be a lot of triggers in the game that we wouldn't really know, oh, hey, we did this thing, now we gotta go investigate everything else to see anything that changed.
I love going back. One time there was a switch inside the mouth of a bearskin rug.
Which we clicked on the first 5 minutes of searching for something.
However, we were a space off from where we needed to click on it, so it didn't actually activate the thing. A lot of it was tedious to edit because of things like that.
And tedious to play, really, for me. That's why it's my my bottom of our 5.
Yeah.
Because it was just really tedious for me to play. Especially, Andres was the one controlling the game, so maybe that's why he likes it more than I do. But he was the one controlling the game, so it was just me kind of sitting there oh, maybe try this, this, or this. Well, none of those worked. I guess I'll just sit here and wait till we figure something out and idly sit by.
That being said, though, it was a fun game, and I think it would be more fun if we just played it, as opposed to
recording it.
Yeah, recording it for YouTube. It was a lot of fun. It was adorable. I loved how it was playing off a spooky and scary Halloween night, haunted mansion full of ghosts, and the vampire lord. And then there are little cartoon ghost jump scares, and the vampire just eats ketchup, and it's great.
Yeah,
spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, spoilers.
Sorry.
Spoil it.
Before this, we said we would not spoil anything.
Way to go. Just take it and throw it in the trash.
Okay, ready to move on to Spore?
Yeah.
Alright, so my number 5, Ashlyn's number 4, is Spore. So this game was, for both of us, a staple of our childhood.
Yeah, it was something that we both had played a lot when we were little, when it first came out in,
it was 2008, I think. Yeah.
A while ago. We're old guys. In 2008, it came out and we got to be able to play it. And it was just something that was very nostalgic for the two of us to do.
It was great. It's fun. I love the creativity aspects of Spore. but there's actually gameplay to go with it,
Yeah.
which is nice. That being said, we talked about during Spore, not all stages of gameplay were equal. Creature stage was by far, in my opinion, the best stage, and Space stage was lacking
Yeah,
to the point where we didn't even play it
we
on
didn't
this
even
channel.
include it on the channel because neither of us really enjoyed Space Stage. So
But if you guys really want to see Space stage,
we'll do it.
we could do it for you. Maybe the reason we don't like it is because we never actually sat down to do it.
I've always not finished. Like I would get partway through Space Stage and create stuff and discover a few planets, abduct some aliens, but that's about it.
I would say young Andreas didn't actually read all the text boxes, so maybe there's something I was missing.
Mm.
That being said, creativity and creation are both things we love and enjoy.
It was kind of interesting. We got to kind of collaborate on what we were creating
Mhm.
in that fashion to explore.
I did not like not playing that game. Ashlyn said she might have liked Trick or Treat less because she was not playing it. Maybe the same was for Spore, especially in Civilization stage. There was a few times I tried to like communicate things like, oh no, do this, have this guy here, and Ashlyn didn't get it.
Well, we do things very differently.
We think differently.
We think very differently between the two of us, and I'm sure that was
It's a mess.
frustrating between. Yeah,
But-
it happens a lot actually. That's a common theme in our relationship. By the way.
I've
Both think very
probably
differently.
spent more time playing Spore than I have
Then you have.
taking bubble baths in my life.
Oh, I think. I don't know. Actually, that might not be true. For
I
me.
spent more time playing Spore than I have in doctors' offices and dentists.
Yeah.
That's a statistic you can quote.
Oh yeah.
So that's why Spore is number 5 and Ashlyn's number 4. And from this point on, everything else on the list is we agreed, which I'm sure will change quickly once there's more than 5 games, and the computer just timed out. So number 3 on our list was Light.
Bye.
Light was adorable. It was fun.
Mhm.
I love the concept
Accepting.
of a dragon who. I love dragons, first of all. She's not really a dragon. She's kind of a dragon. It's weird.
Kind of a dragon, yeah.
But the idea of her eating lies and being paired with Leo, who was
Always lies.
being paired with Leo, I did a hand gesture, but it was out of camera, who's a lying machine to the point where she can't even tell the difference.
I don't know if he's lying. It sounds like he's lying, but I don't see any lies about.
I also really enjoyed doing the Leo voice, even though it killed me.
Yeah, he had a hard time with that voice. I don't know if you guys ever knew that, but he had a hard time with that voice.
It was horrible for my throat, but I loved the voice and it got good reactions, so I kept doing it.
It got there was a lot of different weird voices in that game just because of the character sprites. Like that's kind of how I think of what a person sounds like is by looking at their character sprites. And there's a lot of very interesting character sprites in that game. So it led to some very interesting voices.
I love the combat system and how what was her name? Euphenia?
Athena.
Athena. How she used cookies. She equipped cookies as weapons.
Mhm.
I loved that. That was adorable and great and totally fit her character. It's very thematic, beautiful. I love the vampire hunt. I love the twist at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I was totally thrown off. No spoilers, guys, but if you watch it, I was totally calling things the whole game and was wrong about all of
everything.
them.
It was great.
Every single thing.
I like hearing those predictions though.
Yeah, I enjoy predicting things.
Yeah.
Count Lucanor also made a lot of predictions. But overall, great game. Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It was too short.
It was too short. We
I
wanted
want more, man.
We wanted so much
There-
more.
There are 2 more chapters to this
There are a
game.
total of 3. We only did the one because we were in the middle of transitioning into like this like YouTube like
Yeah.
figuring out YouTube episodes things. So we kind of stopped playing it. We'll probably get back to it later. Yeah.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
discussion.
We kind of stepped away from it. It seemed less popular. We still enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to let us grow a little bit before we can do a game
So small.
that's so unheard of.
yeah.
People click on games they know about and no one knows about Light. But you should check out Light and play it.
I
It's
strongly
great.
encourage you to.
It's good stuff. So number 2 on our list. Number 2.
2.
2. Put your finger down so it makes it 2. 2 is Count Lucanor. This was our first serious game. We did this completely on Twitch, but
Yeah.
it is found on YouTube.
We do have episodes of it on YouTube. We live streamed this one, right?
It was live streamed because
This
it was
is,
on
like,
Twitch.
I think the last thing we live streamed.
We also did a lot of. What's the game? What's the other game we did live?
Batman.
Tim Burton-esque Don't Starve.
Don't Starve. There you go.
The first thing I think is Tim Burton-esque. We did a lot of Don't Starve, but there was no cohesive story to Don't Starve together.
Yeah.
This was the first game we sat down. We had characters.
We were invested.
We did voices. We were invested. Unfortunately, the game crashed. Right as we were about to open the last door and find the secret under the
Big,
castle.
giant secret. Yeah, it crashed. All of our save files were corrupted. And we decided that we're not going to be able to get back to it. We might later, but at that time we had decided that we weren't going to play it again because we already knew everything that had happened. And
That being said, we found it on Steam, and apparently the non-PS4 version is less crash happy.
Yeah, I didn't see very many reviews on it crashing. So hopefully later maybe we'll get back to that. Hopefully we don't remember all the things in that game. I feel like that game is very hard to do unless you played it like. It's hard to do a second playthrough of that after because there's so many puzzles and stuff you have to figure out.
There's a lot of puzzles and stuff. However, there are choices and options you can make, and I think I read 13 different endings to that game, which is pretty intense.
So there's a lot of different decisions you can make, but there's a lot of puzzles that would be the same if we chose to do that.
It was also just beautiful. I love the character sprites. I love the kobold. He was called a kobold. I wouldn't call that a kobold. But I forgot his name. I'm not going to tell you his name, actually. Because that's a big plot point is what his name is.
Yeah.
But I loved him, his character sprite. The voice Ashlyn did was pretty great. You remember the voice?
Nope. Maybe I don't plan on watching those videos ever until we play the game again.
Yeah, you want to keep it as unfresh as possible.
Yeah.
You want it to rot in the back of the
of our
fridge.
brain. Hope we'll never remember things when we were playing it.
But we enjoyed it a lot. It was our start. It was weird. It was awkward. I did a lot of things like, will that hurt me? Yep, that killed me.
Yeah, I told him there's a lot of things that are like, no, Andres, don't do that, and then he did it.
I'm a very explorative person, I don't know if you noticed. In previous
I mean, I am
previous
too,
games.
but like the thing that looks like it'll kill you will probably kill you.
We don't know that for sure. I am a man of science, okay?
Was there any point where you were wrong? I don't remember.
My-
Was there any point where he
A ton.
did not get hurt?
A lot of points where I got hurt.
Yeah. So.
But I have an associate's degree in the sciences.
Yeah,
I am
we
a
got
scientist.
this. Applied sciences, man.
And number one, we're going to move on. Anything else you want to say about Count before we
I
move
don't
on?
think so.
It was a great game, guys. Highly recommend it.
Play
But
it
not on the
sometimes.
PlayStation 4.
Not on the PlayStation 4 because your game will crash and die. It will be a sad, sad story.
Number 1. The first game on the list. Our
The
favorite.
top one, which you guys all probably saw this coming.
It's
Realistically, it's Rikuin. It was such a good game. We expressed that a lot throughout the whole entire series we're playing it, and I'm sure it will be a top game for a very long time.
Yeah, watch every other episode we say we wish we were playing more Rikuin.
Oh, it was such good. We would have finished that game in a week if we
A week, a day.
if we hadn't been recording it.
It was silly. It was great. It wasn't too long. It wasn't a huge investment. But also, it was long enough to be satisfying. Each story, there are 5 sub-stories in the game. Each had a beginning, middle, end with closure. No
Yeah.
cliffhanger, DLC, buy the second game nonsense. It was there. It was beautiful.
Everything all in its full and entirety of glory.
It was great. The music was wonderful.
Great soundtrack. It was one of the things that sold us on the game was
The
good
soundtrack. By the way, the game comes with a soundtrack if you buy it.
Yeah. True story.
It was wonderful. It had... I cried.
So many emotional like ups and downs in that game.
I joked about it a lot throughout the game, but there was a point where actually tears came out of my eyes, and I stopped voice acting because it was sad.
He walked away. He had to walk away.
I actually
It was-
walked away and then realized there was more game and had to come back.
I had to call him back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, there was so many stories within the story, and nothing was like. Had a little bit of puzzle to it, but also like not so much so where we're looking around, running around, trying to figure out what we're supposed to do next. And even when we did run into that sort of thing, there was something built into the game that would help us figure out like, hey, this is what you do next.
And there's always something not main story related to do.
Mm-hmm.
Decorating the recreation room, talking to some other character, going back. It was always fun.
There's so many characters you talk to, and not every single one of them actually like had a huge play in the story. They were just kind of there for you to interact with.
But there are so many great characters.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Every
great.
character was pretty good. I don't think there's any characters in that game where like, oh, I hate that guy.
Yeah, unless you were meant to hate that
Unless
guy.
you're- I
In
don't-
which case,
Even so, I don't think there was any characters you were meant to hate and like.
I really didn't like Yami.
Yami. Oh well, Yami's. That okay? That's a really complicated thing. We're not gonna get into that here, but.
It was great. And it wasn't too much of anything. It wasn't too sad. It wasn't too silly. It wasn't too cute. It was just like a good, well balance of like all the emotions and feelings and gameplay. There's puzzles, but there weren't too many puzzles where it wasn't just like another puzzle. There was like quests, and even though we joked about this, there wasn't too many. Like, oh, do this, now go do this, so you can do this.
It was a very just feel good game.
It was lovely.
It was great.
Well, that's it, I
That's
think.
the top 5.
That's
for
the
now.
top shelf, not the top 5, Ashlyn. It's the top shelf.
The top 5. The top 5 shelves.
The channel's a cup of fun.
It's the top shelf.
Our group is the cupboard, and these games belong on the top shelf of that cupboard.
Yeah.
Where other games strive to be. That's where the fine crystal wine glasses and your good china you use
Oh,
only
yeah.
twice a year hang out.
That good stuff.
Yeah. It means a lot. There are a ton of things down below. I'm going to put a lot of things down in the description for this video because there's a lot of cool things you should know. We started playing with the idea of affiliate marketing. So there'll be a link to Amazon stuff. You don't have to buy stuff, but if you do, we get help. We get a percentage, which is really cool. And you do nothing. You just buy the thing you would have bought originally.
Yeah.
The link is going to be for gift cards for Steam, so that way you can buy the games on Steam we talk about here.
Or literally anything else you want.
But if you buy anything at all with that
through
link,
that link.
then we get a commission for it, and you still get whatever you're getting already. So that's cool.
And we want to commit that to the channel. Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, all proceeds are going back into the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Games, getting a better video card so we're not so weird with things like Dragon Age. A better
Boys.
camera.
Yeah.
Wireless headphones that the cats cannot eat. Things like that.
Yeah, so you should totally check out the things we discussed in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think of this video down below. This is the first time we're doing anything like this, so if we could get a little bit of feedback, that'd be great.
All those games were wonderful. We loved them. Right now, if you're watching this, when it goes up, Raccoon is on sale. Its 1-year birthday anniversary thing happened
I forgot what the sale was through, but
I think it was the 12th.
Do you-
May 12th. It's May right now, right?
Yes.
May 12th was its birthday, I think. And
Yes.
it's on sale for 2 weeks after that. So if you buy it now, it's 40% off. So it's $4 for the amazing game and the soundtrack.
Yeah. You don't necessarily have to watch us play it, but if you don't want to watch us play it yourself.
You
It's
need this in
so
your
good.
life. Okay, if you're going through a hard time, play this game. If you're happy, play this game. If you're in a hospital, play this game if you can play games in hospitals.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, it's lovely, and so is Ashlyn. Thank you for watching. It really means a lot. YouTube is a ton of fun, guys. Fun
Right.
guys.
Fun guys. Fun guy.
Thank you. Things down below. You're smart. You know what to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
And until next time, have a great life.
Bye-bye.